Yes.
Anthony needs, I think, 5 blocks Saturday to tie the school record in 18 games, as the other two guys said, in 31 and 35 games. How remarkable is that, what he's done in that category?
It tells you he's a pretty good shot blocker. Goes after balls. The best shot blockers I've seen are the ones that let people release the ball and then go get it. And that's what he does. Marcus Canby, when I had him, that's exactly what he did. He never blocked it in a guy's hand. He'd just stay down, and then try to get it when he released it. They also block more shots away from their man than their own man. So, but he adds a dimension to our team that makes us pretty good.
You mentioned that I think 53 of the 78 have been away from the basket, including several three-point shots. How much does he sort of change the game when guys think they're wide open and the way he closes ground?
Well, he does a lot of things. I mean, you don't get layups that you think you have. You know, you don't. You think you're going to get one off, but you just hear all week about this guy blocking shots, and he comes flying at you and you shoot one high. But you know, he's doing good.
Cal's he better than you expected?
He's coming along faster than I expected. But he listens. He's let us present him. Instead of, you got to see what, and then when we all see it, everybody says, uh-oh, he's not. Versus just let us present you. Here's what you're going to do. This is the things you're going to do. These you do well, and then we'll add to your game. Now you see him shooting a few jumpers. Now you see his free throw shooting and stuff that early on you weren't sure of. But instead of trying to do everything, he didn't. He just looks at me and tells me, how do you want me to play? And here's a kid blocking shots, rebounding, leading rebounder, leading shot blocker, and these dudes want to shoot all the balls. And he didn't say anything. It's probably why we're where we are right now. If he was a normal person, he would be saying, look, I'm not blocking every ball and rebounding every ball, and then you shoot every ball. You go in here and rebound and block some ball. Oh, you don't like to mix it up. It's too rough in here. So you just want, you know, he's just like, hey, man, that's a great shot. Do your thing. Good kid.
What will he play in the next level?
I'm just worried about this next game. The next game we'll probably playing close to the basket, so if they mess around, we can dunk a few.
Cal, he said when he's blocking shots in terms of timing that that's 100% instinct, that he didn't learn any of that stuff. Do you buy that?
Yeah, I do. But he also went from 6'3" to 6'11". A lot of times the bigger guys that have always been bigger don't have that. But those guys that grew from 6'3" to 6'10" have guard instincts and guard reaction to things. A quicker reaction, a quicker twitch.
John, how tough is this game going to be tomorrow?
Hard game. One, you know, Coach Martin's doing an unbelievable job with this team. I'll tell you what they're doing. They're guarding in the half court. They're really guarding in the half court. They've got great size and toughness. They're taking on his personality. So now you got a tough, hard-nosed, rough team that makes 8 threes a game. Now, early on, they weren't sure of themselves. They're just getting used to each other and him. One of the tapes I watched, they had Pitt beat, and they lost to Pitt. So there were games they lost early that if they played them now, they're not losing. They beat Florida going away. They had Mississippi State beat. So basically, they should be 2-0 with us walking in, and their team believes they're beating us. Matter of fact, a couple of them said it. We won in this game Saturday. It's going to be a hard game for us, really hard game.
How does their toughness compare? Everybody, as you say, is trying to be tough with you guys. How would you compare the level of toughness they're going to bring?
Well, it'll be probably beyond Auburn, but Auburn was pretty darn good and pretty rough. What Auburn doesn't do that this team does is that this team will make threes. Now the issue becomes, think of the Auburn game if they made some threes. And we're not up 5 late, we're down 5, down 8. They just missed every three. This team will not. This is a terrific three-point shooting team. Like I said, I'm totally impressed with the coaching that's been done and the players buying in and them taking on their coach's personality. I'm like, when I watched the Florida game and then last night, and I watched the tape again just a little while ago, I'm like, wow. So you right now, you got LSU, you got Tennessee, you got other teams in that next wave of will they be tournament teams or not. You got those 5 that seem to be, playing well enough that they should be fine. And now, shoot, who knows? Tennessee goes on a run. They beat us, they just beat the top 10 in the second-ranked team. What's that mean they are? And forget about early. That was early. New coach, new program, they're playing good.
How good is Stokes?
He's good. We recruited him. He's good.
What does he bring?
Physical, you know, a nice bounce to him, great skill level. You know, he's competitive. He's a good player. Really good.
Cal, what was your message after you went back and watched the tape of the Auburn game? What was your message to the team when you got back?
You can't get beat to every 50-50 ball. We showed them on the tape. Every tough rebound they got, every 50-50 ball they got. And then we showed them the last 10 minutes where we got them all, and we grounded out. We made plays. We did the easy things. And that's who we should be the entire game. Alabama football, the entire game. And then if you turn it over with 2 minutes to go, I'm going to be mad, like he was. You get a penalty with 2:30 and the game's over, I'm going to be mad. That's where we're trying to go. We're not close to that. We still break off plays. We do things we choose to do versus what we've been taught to do. And then the toughness part of the game. I mean, every team, until you negate that kind of play, in other words, you foul out the other team and make and ones, and it doesn't bother you, you make little layups, teams are going to keep doing it to us. They're going to keep being physical.
Do you use that Alabama reference with them a lot?
Lately, because that game just happened, it's fresh in my mind. I mean, it was the focus of those players, the ability for the entire game to do their job. One guy out of 22 did his job and did not move from that. Didn't choose to do what he wanted to do. He knew what he was supposed to do, and he went out and did it. Every possession till the horn sounded, except one guy went offsides with 2:40 to go. And that's, you think about this team, if I could ever get them to that. Wow. Now we're what you all think we are. Right now, you know, teams are going to hang around us. They're going to have chances to beat us. There are chances to make buzzer beaters until we get to that point. We're just not there yet.
How tough is it when you take over, back to Kwanzaa for a minute, how tough is it when you take over a program and they're used to playing one particular style of ball, up and down, that kind of stuff, and you really want to enforce a defensive-oriented, how long does it take to get them to change a mindset like that?
Well, I've taken over 3 programs, and the hardest thing is to change that culture of what was there before, and then to get them to buy in. And then you lose some games and they start drifting. If you win, they'll buy in easier. So what he's done is you know, I would tell you is special. And again, I really believe when you are able to guard in the half court, you all know how I am. If you're able to guard in the half court, you have a chance to win every game. You're not going to press good teams into submission. You're not going to run them out of the gym. Not good teams. You're not. If you want to win championships, you've got to be able to do stuff in the half court. And he is teaching that now, and they're setting that tone of how they're going to play. And obviously, recruiting's getting better because it just got the Stokes kid. So they're headed in the right direction.
2 more questions.
How do you think Kid Gilchrist has played since his breakout game against Louisville?
He's playing fine. You know, I had missed some shots, but when we need a play, he makes it. He's another one. He's like Anthony Davis. He doesn't say anything. So here he goes, every rough rebound, every loose ball, every tough defensive assignment he gets. And then they shoot all the balls.
This being Stokes' second game,
You know what I'm saying? So now they shoot all the balls.
Do you want
So
those
he's
guys?
saying the same thing. I'm fine with it, but I'm saying you got 2 guys. That's why we are what we are. One guy's blocking every shot and rebounding. One guy's diving on the floor, guarding their best player, blocking. Either one of them could score 20 a game, and they're like, I'm good with this. I heard a guy, a talking head, say, well, you can't say one of the Kentucky players because they only average 12 a game, 11. So you know you could. What? So basically, you don't know anything about the game of basketball. You can't watch a player. You have to look at stats to pick who's the best player, which is somewhat amazing to me, or almost humorous. So then it becomes, is that your hope or your opinion? Is that your hope that none of the, you know, we're going to say that they're not, and basically they don't care. They're not listening to it. I imagine those guys never even heard anything said that way. But again, we got a bunch of guys, 6 guys in double figures. It's only been done a few times in the history of our sport. And they're, because we got unselfish players. That's fine. If I score 20, I do. If I need to score 20, I will. If not, you know, we're getting our point guard to understand that. you know, get us started, be a playmaker. And the more he does it, the better we become.
This being Stokes, only Stokes' second game, can you predict how much you might see him tomorrow?
I have no idea. No idea. You know, I imagine if they need him, they'll go to him.
Is that mindset that Davis
Last
and
question.
Rivers have? Can you coach that?
I love coaching them. The other one's hard. I would tell you that when you're in the recruiting process, you get an idea. Anthony Davis, they asked him, well, where are you going to play? He said, I don't care. When we sign him, I don't care where I play. I just want to win. Play me wherever you want. Play me center, 4-man, 3-man, play me where you want to. I just want to win. Michael Gilchrist, I just want to win. Came to me and said, bring me off the bench so Darius can start. He's a senior. I know you went. You just, well, what? He did? Oh, yeah, he did. Bring him off the bench so Darius can start because he cares that much about his teammates. We got a unique thing. We have to play in a physical game and negate it. We got to talk more. We do those two things. Negate physical play. I don't want them fist fights, push up, but when they do it because they think they have to play against, you got to negate that. And then you got to talk more, both on offense and defense. We do that, then we start that stride of where we want to go. We're not there yet.
Are they talking any better now than they were before? Are they making any progress?
Some, you know, there's, again, last game, there were 2 or 3 times they could have just spoken to each other in an easy switch, and they don't, and it's a basket. And then in a big-time game, you lose. Now, was it worth losing, you not saying, go get that man, or switch out? I got him, you take it. Was it worth it? Did that use all kind of energy? Well, again, you got a lot of players that have played for themselves. They never played about a team. It's all about getting my numbers and playing. Those habits break slowly. So, and I'm not saying we're selfish, obviously we're not, but when they were in high school, it was all about them. They went 0 for 10, that's fine, I'll shoot 20 more in the second half, I'll go 15 for 30, and I had a heck of a night. Well, you go 0 for 10 now, you're not playing in the second half. So, but it's good. We're, you know, hard game up there, we know it, and it's not, you know, the challenge of playing on the road in this league. In this league, when you look at it, I'll say it again, I'm leaving us off the list of those top 5. I think Florida's a Sweet 16 team. I think Alabama's a Sweet 16 team. Mississippi State's a Sweet 16 team, and I think Vandy is. I think all 4 of them are Sweet 16. And then you got Tennessee, LSU. You're still waiting around, and there may be 2 others. Like, what is Auburn? What they did against us? Well, if Auburn's what they did against us, they're going to be fine. They're in this hunt of, all right, where are we? To try to get even more teams in there. So I think the league is hard, and it's very, very hard to win on the road.
Thank you.
Thanks.